What the heck's going on, Rams fans? I am Sheriff Joe Bags. This is Tuna and the Sheriff, but right now it is just the Sheriff. Tuna is MIA. If you've seen him, tell him we're all looking for him. I think he was partying a little bit last night, so I think he's just on the recovery train this morning. Either way, we got a full game to talk about, dude. So no messing around. We got the Colts coming to town this week. To take on our Los Angeles Rams. If you're going to be there, let me know about it. That's absolutely awesome. I want to see all your pictures and stuff like that. So definitely do all that business. Let's see here. Just trying to get fully set up. And without Tuna, I'm just going to kind of talk about my notes. It could be like a different version of Ram Showcase in your life. So that's good news. Ram Showcase is out, by the way, everywhere you listen to podcasts. It's also out on YouTube and Facebook for the video versions on the Ram Showcase Facebook page, as well as the Ram Showcase YouTube channel. So check it on out there. This game is actually kind of interesting as if we kind of like dive into the numbers and stuff. Feel free to drop comments, by the way, y'all. Oh, Chris is already in here. Morning Rams content. Hell yeah, Chris. Chris is one of the coolest dudes I know. Hell yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out. So drop those. You got questions or anything like that, fire off. We'll have a good conversation about it while we potentially wait for Tuna, or this is just going to be the Sheriff show. You're welcome for that, dude. You're welcome. But obviously, going into this game, I think that first and foremost, man, the Colts are better than we expected them to be, especially with Daniel Jones coming on in. But honestly, they're playing some really good football right now, man. They're playing solid. It's not like I felt like when I was diving into their stuff, like their numbers and all that stuff, I kind of felt like I was going to find something that was like, oh, this is like a bogus 3-0. And honestly, no, it's not. Like they're doing a really good job, actually. They're just efficient. They're not turning the ball over. They've only punted one time, and they've gone for it on fourth down 7 times. They're 5 of 7 on fourth down, but they're doing a good job on third down. They're doing a good job on fourth down. They're just working their way down. Those don't technically count as turnovers when you just turn the ball over on fourth down. So they technically have no turnovers except for those 2 fourth down misses there. But obviously, just getting it down, getting field goals at the very least. And I think I mean, Rams are in for a good fight in this one, man. I think that this game is maybe a little bit. I would even say, even though they're a 3-0 team coming into our house, I think that we're still a little bit like flying under the radar of this one, of like how intense this game might actually turn out to be. Because again, the culture is playing some good football here. We got Manny coming in. Got to stop the run first to calm the crazy storm. Absolutely right. That's actually kind of my whole like key to victory this week is just throw a wrench into the machine that is the Colts. You have to just completely disrupt what they want to do. You have to just throw them off their spot all the time. If they can't rely on Taylor, I mean, sure, Jones is playing some good football right now, but how about we force him to be the one to play good football to lose this game? You know what I mean? Like if you're going to beat the Rams, let's make sure it's Daniel Jones that's going to be, the throwing the rock. Let's not just let Jonathan Taylor rip us apart, because he certainly can. We just came off a game with Saquon Barkley, and in fairness, Rams did a really great job against Saquon Barkley. But Jonathan Taylor he's just as good, dude. Like, I know that Barkley gets like Madden covers and stuff like that, but I mean, this dude he's absolutely crazy impressive. Brian says Seattle doesn't impress me. Neither of those teams impress me, honestly. I was watching that game yesterday and I was like, yeah, I feel good about playing either of these teams, dude. Those Cardinals unis are actually kind of sick, though, so there's that part. Oh, man, Roger's going to be at the game. That's absolutely awesome, dude. Hell yeah. Go have an awesome time. I won't be at this one. The plan is to go to the Tampa Bay game, so that's where my eyes are firmly planted right now. We'll see, though. I got to try to figure it out. I don't it's hard, dude. It's hard. It's hard to try to get from out of state. So, and yeah, absolutely right. Got to get this win to get back on track. Being back at home, that's obviously huge. So 2-game road stretch there. We'll be back at home again next week as well, as the Rams will be rocking on Thursday night football against the San Francisco 49ers. Should also be a pretty fun game. And then I kind of like it after that. I don't have the exact numbers in my head. It's probably, 20 days or something like that. But 2 games in 20 days, I think, after that, because – so we'll play Thursday night football. You get that what they call the mini bye after Thursday night football. We're in Baltimore, then we're in London for the Jags game, and then a bye week. So we do get a little bit of a break after next week, and then we do get another break after the London matchup obviously. Our early game, dude, 6:30 LA time for that game. But hey, if beer's got to be drank in the morning, dude, then beer's got to be drank in the morning, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't make the rules, all right? I don't make the rules. It's exactly how I would either win the Colts and not get beat by Taylor. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly it, man. I mean, that's kind of how we felt last week. And in fairness, it didn't work out. Obviously, the Rams lost, but it did really feel like if you stop that run game, then you should be able to win. And the Rams just, I think we're missing a Akella Witherspoon in this last game because did force the Eagles to pass the football, and they were doing fine. so that sucked. What can you do about that, though? It's they're all NFL teams, man. They get paid too. And if we were down 26-7, I know that I would feel at least okay about our ability to come back. But either way, a lot of good matchups to look at in this one, though, as we were kind of looking at on Ram Showcase. That's where all my prep went. So that's where we're talking. Usually I bounce things off of Tuna, but Tuna's a sleepy guy this morning. Their corners, man, are really good. Xavier Howard, Travarius Ward. They've also got Kenny Moore. Let me actually check on Kenny Moore. I keep on hearing injury, but I have not looked into injuries really. I don't know why injuries are like not a thing I dive into very often. Roger's all for the 6 a.m. by the way. I am not. I hate it with my whole heart. We're a Los Angeles team. Why are we playing at 6:30 in the morning? 7:30 my time, which is better technically, but still not good. So let's see here. Okay, so Kenny Moore has not practiced Wednesday, Thursday. We'll see today, but looks like an Achilles injury. So actually, I'd have to look up maybe a more written reports. They do not have it on this to see if he's going to be available. Also, we have Xavier Howard. He didn't practice Wednesday, but he's full back now. That was just a rest situation. DeForest Buckner, we know him pretty well in our time of NFC West action. Didn't practice on Wednesday, but limited on Thursday, so should be on track to play. I'm not sure how they handle their stuff. Usually I can just look at the Rams, setup of their injury report, and I can tell you who's probably going to play. It's like this week with Steve Avila. So he has been limited the last 2 days. I do think that means that he is going to be back. We'll see. Justin Dedich also on the injury report, limited both days as well. So that was his replacement. And you know what? I've got nothing bad to say about Bro Limmer, but especially the way he played last year, man, that was absolutely awesome. The way he stepped in at center and then, helped the Rams make it all the way to the playoffs and win a playoff game. But so far in fill-in roles and fill-in duties, Bo Limmer's been getting a little smoked. So obviously, that's not something that we would like to see continue into this week. Hopefully, Avila would just be back. But overall, the Rams' offensive line has certainly underperformed this year. Even when the starters are in, it's certainly something that we need to start seeing kind of get some better push. We've seen Tuna did a full 22 breakdown a couple weeks ago. I think that was against the Titans, I believe. And it was one of those where it just like he was breaking it down where the offensive line was just not given any room to Kyron. And then Blake comes in and then he had running lanes. And so like everybody was like, oh, we got to start Blake. And it's like, well, we need to block better for Kyron. I think ultimately is what we need to do. Says he wants to go one-on-one with Limmer. Yeah, dude, I've had some times where like, I swear, dude, like I've almost called him Troy a time or two where it's like, oh man, so that's that's really funny, dude. Yeah. That's I just want him to do well, man. That's the biggest thing, man. I just want him to do well. Other participants on the Rams injury report, by the way, I guess I could probably bring it up here. What am I doing? I'm just cruising over on the other page here. Let's see here. Just get the normal friggin' website. Dang, man. All right, let's see what I can find here. This computer has the Colts website. This one has ours. Better. Okay. Now we should be able to just show you what I'm looking at. Where's Tuna? I don't know where Tuna is, actually. I was sitting here waiting, and it was like, well, I'm not going to not go live. Like, what the? It's time to talk about the Rams and the Colts game preview. I don't know. Like, what am I doing? So, I don't know. I'm on his channel, though. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Let's see. Here we go. So should be able to do that and pull this guy up here. Bledow. All right. So looking at the injury report here, Rob Havenstein, Devontae Adams, both on there. That Wednesday non-participation day, you can kind of count as a veteran rest day, but not practicing on Thursday does raise the elevation of the eyebrows, but I think that we'll still be okay there. Steve Avila, as you can see, limited both days. That is at least a good sign that he could potentially be back, but his backup, Justin Dedich, also limited both days. We'll see how that shakes out. Colby Parkinson was back last week, is popping up on the injury report, is limited this week. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but you also skip on down here to Tyler Higbee, limited participant on Wednesday, full on Wednesday, or on limited Thursday, full on Wednesday, though. So that's something to keep our eyes on. And this very well could be the start of the Ferguson train. We'll see how that goes. But we also got Braden Fisk, limited, but he is back out there at least. And then Kinchin's limited, but then full on Thursday. So we'll see how that shakes out for the Friday reports. Obviously, practice has not started yet. So that'll also be pretty telling as the day goes on here. But Colts injuries, DeForest Buckner limited on Thursday. We've got, is this Gongalves? I feel like I'm saying that so wrong, but oh well. But dealing with the toe injury there. Gould out yesterday with an illness. Xavier just rest, back full now. Achilles for Kenny Moore. That's a big one actually. If Kenny Moore's not in, I'm curious to see how they handle that position and how they cover in the slot there. Kenny Moore obviously pick 6 last week. Incredible player. Gave his ball to the mom. Gave the football to his mom is what I'm trying to say, and I just absolutely love that. That's one of those things where we see that with Kyron Williams a lot. So I mean, I think we all just kind of love to see that. We got Alec Pierce dealing with a concussion, so he did not practice. Their punter dealing with a personal matter. I didn't see that, but he's back full now, so we're good to go. So not anything too jarring, too crazy as far as the injury report goes. Nothing that jumps out to me in a way where it's like, oh my God, I didn't think that this was happening, whatever. But yeah. So I think we should be all right. As far as that goes, I mean, obviously you would like to be at full power on your offensive line, obviously, but sometimes it don't be like that, man. Pros versus Joes never worked well for the Joes. I don't understand what you're exactly talking about here, but I do love the show. And I think as soon as it was pros versus Joes, it's like, I'm a Joe. What? Let's do this. And then watching people get smoked by Jerry Rice and stuff was like, damn. So I don't know what you're talking about necessarily. Show was cool though, man. Show was cool. You think the Rams win? I do think the Rams win. Honestly, I think that the Rams last week, I think that we showed for most of the game that we are one of the better teams in the NFL. After that, obviously, it didn't go much better, but obviously with the comeback and stuff like that. But you're also dealing with the Philadelphia Eagles, who, let's face it, are a really good football team. I know we all don't want to hear that. We don't want to talk about it necessarily, but I think that that if we were in that same situation, I think you could flip that entire situation, and it makes sense that the Rams also could have come back from 26 to 7 down. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Ray, you're late. It's okay. Tuna never showed up, so you're doing better than you're doing better than Tuna, man. Let's see. Can't turn the sound up in the waiting area. Oh, gotcha. Okay, no worries, dude. I can just. Oh, do you want me to yell? I can yell or whisper. I can whisper for you. I don't know what's. You can come back around later, man. Also, pop in some headphones or something, dude. You got your AirPods, dude? Seattle defense looked good. Cards or cheeks? I think they're both cheeks. I'll be honest. I think that the way that game unfolded, I was like, I'm not scared of this team, dude. Like I thought that in like the third quarter when San Fran or Seattle, I mean, started kind of coming, Try to remember what happened here. Yeah, when Arizona started coming back on them, I was like, both these teams are bummers, dude. Like, so I don't know, man. I'm not super concerned, I guess. But back to back Thursday night games featuring just NFC West teams. That's rather interesting. As Seattle, Arizona yesterday, and of course, less than a week out, we already get Rams Niners this upcoming Thursday. So that should be a fun one, man. Clown, you're saying he could beat Limerick. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I got you, man. I think he just wants to fight him, though. I don't think he wants to try to block him, so or get through a block. I would try it. Morgan Fox is from where I'm from, and I always wanted to see if I could try to I wanted to make it a video where I tried to block Morgan Fox. It never worked out. He never got back to me. But that would have been so fun, dude. Just you see Sheriff Joe Bags just flying across your screen. That's because Morgan Fox is in town, and Joe's trying to block him. Just trying to pull out his best AJ Jackson impression and just give him a good little stick, you know. And it's not going to work because I'm built like Emmanuel Forbes or Tutu Atwell, not AJ Jackson. And even that's a little that's being generous to myself, in fairness. So. But more about this matchup here. So let's see. I don't have any of my graphics. Damn it, Tuna. You're ruining my whole rhythm here. All right, let's take a look at the Rams offense here. So the Rams are number 6 in total offense. The Colts number 5 in total defense. Again, just efficiency for the Indianapolis Colts. I just think they're doing a really good job here. Rams have top 10 passing unit going against the 8th ranked pass defense for the Colts. Rams are getting some movement on the ground, and the Colts are 8th against the run, giving up 94 yards a game. But I think that ultimately Colts fans keep on kind of mentioning to me, I keep seeing comments at least talking about their run defense and that they don't trust it. So it feels like that could be a matchup where the Rams are able to kind of make some progress and try to hit something a little bit with this week. But the way that last week's game went, don't be surprised if this isn't one of those like Rams come out swinging and just try to just absolutely lay haymakers in quarter one. It feels to me like the Rams game plan or strategy for this one will just be just get the win, man. Just get the win, be smart, be efficient, convert on third down, create third and longs, and just, you know, do it that way. Because honestly, too, they I don't have the numbers in front of me here, but the average distance of third down for the Indianapolis Colts, they've done a good job on 1 and 2 that they're able to get that into a short distance situation. We talked about that as a key going into the Philadelphia Eagles game of like, don't give them 3rd and 1 because it's just going to be a boring play, and we want to be entertained, right? So, but the Rams did a really good job of forcing 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. And so, like, obviously, I'm starting to get all, you know, beers in me and stuff like that. And I'm like, do the tush push, do it from here, you know, stuff like that. But like the Rams did a really good job against that. And I think we need to do it again this week because, again, if Daniel Jones beats you, so be it, dude. That's kind of how I feel about this matchup too. Is like if we force Daniel Jones to rip us apart and he does, then it's like, well, damn, that's too bad. But if Jonathan Taylor does it, it's like we knew that they were going to do that. Like we got to get out of this one, man. So I think that's kind of where I'm at. And then also just not letting them keep the football all day long. They've done a good job of just marching down the field, long drives, time possession. They're killing it. So, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. Just throw a wrench into the machine. Rams let me down last week. They will show up this week, this Sunday. They better, dude. I think they will. That's the thing. Is it like I know that there's a lot of Rams people, I don't even know the right terms. I hate content creator. I'm not a content creator. I'm just a guy who talks about the Rams. I don't know what my beef is with the term. I understand what it is, but either way, there's a lot of people that talk Rams on different forums that were like, "Oh, this is a recipe for us to collapse." And it's like, is it though? Is it though? Because we've done a weak start. Like we've started kind of soft for X amount of years now in a row. We're 2-1. That's actually not that bad. Last year we were way worse than this and ended up as one of the better teams in the NFL. So I think from that perspective, this is a game where you can kind of come in and get your footing right, you know, because honestly, I loved it that Coward talked about it, but then Sean McVay talked about it as well on the McVay show. Is it like if you pause the game right before that final kick and say, knowing that this determines the outcome of the game, how do you like? Who do you think played better? And I truly believe that the majority of those answers would be that the Rams played the better football game, even though we got, like they came back on us and all that stuff. I think overall the Rams just played a hell of a game, and I don't know exactly what it is and why the Rams were softer once being up 26-7, and letting the Eagles come back. But it's just one of those things where I think it just happens against a good team. And again, those guys get paid too. I think it's more that the Eagles are a good team than the Rams collapsing, I think is ultimately what I'm trying to say here. So I think going into a game against the Colts, who have played good football, are 3-0. This is another shot, not just for you to get your own footing back, but also chill the media out a little bit, and then including the Rams specific media, the people who just talk about the Rams, and just chill everybody out a little bit and be like, okay, no, we're all right. We're doing fine. We're in the right direction. We're going to be okay. But also the way that this game goes, I think is going to have there's a little bit of nugget in there that we play a Thursday night football against a division opponent after this. Not that I think it will go into this game, overlooking the Colts, anything like that. Cause I mean, what's the point? You just play who's in front of you, man. But I think that could mean that this game ends up like a 13-7 kind of situation. Nothing crazy, you know what I mean? And I do think that is absolutely a possibility for this matchup. So, and then you go into a game against the Niners, and then it's just kind of all systems go. So that's kind of where I'm at. If we got a couple minutes here, you want to drop any score predictions on me? I kind of just gave you mine. I feel like this is going to be kind of a low scoring, I want to say boring game, but I also love a defensive game. I love that if one dude snaps an ankle, that it could change the entire course of the matchup. You know what I mean? Like if one missed tackle happens, then you could lose. I love that, and I realize that can happen in a lot of games, but I that kind of matchup I think is really exciting to just know that you got to be on it every single play, man, or knowing that your offense, man, if you can get a cut, or you can put this ball in a spot where it leads the receiver away from the rest of the defense, and he can break away, that you're going to be good to go. But we're going against a really good Colts team. We're going against a good Colts offense, good Colts defense. They're just efficient. So my 3 to see that I've had for the Rams offense in this one is Kyron Williams, because he has not broken 100 yards yet, but he did have the 94 last week, so he's heading in the right direction. I think that he could be okay. And with 100 yards, he would reach 13th in Rams history. He'd pass John Arnett and Willie Ellison, which would be absolutely awesome. Oh, I was looking at the wrong list. Yeah, Kyron Williams here. But yeah, had his best game last week. Matthew Stafford after that is who I'm going with, because he did have a few of those throws. But you know what? We all have those days, dude. We all have those days. I think that I've had them at work as recently as this week, where I'm just kind of not in it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just kind of making some mistakes here and there and stuff like that. It happens, man. Matthew Stafford, though, come back home. Love to see it. Puka Nacua as well. Doesn't matter how you try to cover him. He is wide ass open all the time, which is very cool to see. My 3 to see on the defensive side here, I'm going with Kobe Turner. A big reason for that selection is simply Quentin Nelson on the Colts offensive line. Very, very good player. Not only one of the best guards in the NFL, one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. So we need somebody to kind of just eat that block and let the other guys handle the other guys, and I think that's going to be a lot of Kobe Turner this week. Poona Ford as well, though. I also have Emmanuel Forbes Jr. His hands are very full with Pittman coming in this week. He is our tallest corner, so I think that matchup is going to be kind of where what we see this week is Emmanuel Forbes on Michael Pittman Jr. You got Jr. on Jr. It's going to be awesome. But I'm really curious to see if the Rams make a move at the corner spot, because the secondary has become what I would consider a little bit of a liability in this defense, in this entire team. And then Josiah Stewart as well, man. So Stewart, obviously being the rookie pass rusher, is absolutely sick. He's got one of the best pass rusher grades in the NFL right now. He is on fire. And I think that's a direct, excuse me. I think it's a direct correlation to why we haven't heard a lot from Braden Fisk this year. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand. And it's not just because Braden, like, I'm not saying like Josiah Stewart's better than Braden Fisk. They literally play different positions and stuff like that. But just the alignment on defense. We've seen a lot of situations where we'll have, like, if you're looking from the defense's perspective on that right side, we'll have Stewart on the outside, Josiah Stewart on the far outside being the edge rusher, and then pushing Jared Verse inside. Whereas last year it would have been Verse on the outside and Fisk in that spot. So in pass rushing situations, we're seeing Stewart, Young, and Verse out on the field, which is, I think, absolutely awesome. So no complaints on this. And that's also, let's see. I don't know where I was going with that. All right. We'll talk this, whatever this says, and then we'll get out of here because I gotta go work. So Tuna never showed up. MIA. If you've seen Tuna, alert the authorities. Sir Ramdolph, great name. I'm just gonna put that out there right away. It says nobody gets their ass kicked and goes to another fight not charged up. Straight up, dude. Straight up. I expect dominant mindset on both sides of the ball. This will tell me a lot about the players and McVay's mindset. I've been saying that all week, that I think at the first quarter of this one, we'll know exactly who we are, based on what happened last week. In the first quarter of this game, we'll be like, oh no, we're gonna be sick, dude. This is where Fort Miners Remember the Name starts playing. You know what I mean? Like this game, that ball kicks off and you hear Thunderstruck. You know what I mean? And this is it. This is like, in my mind, this is a bit of a turning point. I think that the real turning point is going to be after the bye week, where the Rams just kind of flip it on after that. But I think that this is based on what happened last week. I absolutely agree that this is a situation that we're in, where we could be looking at the Rams kind of coming out on fire, ready to punch somebody in the mouth, man. And I'm fired up about that. It sounded like someone was blowing their nose, and I'm home alone, so this is the worst burglar of all time. Just coming in here using our Kleenexes. Yeah. All right. Hell yeah. Thanks for hanging out. This is Tuna and the Sheriff. Today it is just the Sheriff, though. Tuna never showed up. He's fine. He's fine. We'll be back on Monday, of course, talking about this Rams-Colts game and what we saw in this matchup after the fact. If you would like to join me pregame as we, excuse me, as we build up into the matchup, I'll be live on the Rams Showcase YouTube channel and the Rams Showcase Facebook page ahead of the game, just talking about the matchup as we just drive out to the bar. Leo Brown's out here, Colorado Springs. Shout out. But join me for that. If you would also like my full game preview, that is available on the Rams Showcase YouTube channel as well. Went into a bunch of numbers, a bunch of milestones, who to watch for on both sides of the football, all that good stuff. So be sure to check that on out. Again, we'll be back with In Your Lives on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. We are live every week. I say we loosely. I am live, at least. Where the hell you at, Tuna? I was gonna bash him all day for this. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure he'll be on something today, and you'll be able to help me out with that. All right, just be like, dude, we missed you, man. What happened? Missed your brain. But